got a call from the transporter and our new 66 Harvester Travelall just pulled up. Oh, and I already see her. She's out there, boy. I have an addiction to old rusty trucks. Boom, straight from Texas with love. Just what I needed, another project. Ruh-roh. I guess we didn't get our name for nothing. Came with a free razor knife. Exacto. Kinda looks like my weld. Got them 20-inch steelies though. Well, let's see. All right, 3 on the tree. Let's see what we can do. Look at that, baby. Yeah, first try. It's a good sign. Oh, come on, come on. I think it's out of gas. Oh, okay, that's the fuel pump. So that's why it shut off. This thing is cool, boy. I'm telling you, I'm just a fool for old rusty pieces of crap. It sounds like a damn tractor. Welcome home, sweetheart. I've done it a couple times. I've said I'll never do it again. Don't buy anything unless you go look at it, man. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm disappointed, but it's a little more rough than I thought. Bunch of trims missing. There's a little more rust than I was kind of hoping for, but hey, if anyone could do it, we can, right? Ha! That looks like an inline 8, not a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe it is 6. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have to join me a International Harvester Travelall Facebook group. So that way I can try to find out where to get some of these parts. But luckily, most of the parts we're putting in this truck are gonna be brand new, much like this 6.0 LS we got right here.
What we got here is our brand new to us. It's actually a refreshed 6-liter that we're gonna use in the Travelall. It's been completely gone through, balanced, blueprinted, fresh bearings, forged rotating assembly, and upgraded valve train parts. On the floor here, we have a TR6060 that comes out of a 5th gen Camaro. To round that out, to control everything, we're gonna be using a Holley Dominator EFI's full standalone unit. Ooh. We may be doing boost later down the road. This will take care of all that. Whether we're gonna be using a supercharger, turbochargers, a Dominator is gonna be able to control everything.
And then moving right along. You guys saw us install these in JC's Bel Air. We loved them so much. They work so great, easy to install. We're gonna use them again. I mean, just look how pretty these things are. We got 2 compressors. We got a full 3P air management kit from Airlift Performance. We got our flow tank. These are the slim bellow, so we'll probably use these up front and these again in the back. We got some more pretty goodies from Restomod AC, of course, all billet vents and controls. We got our blower, and then to power up all that stuff, we got this excess battery. All right, well, as much as I love all these shiny new parts, we have a hell of a lot of work to do in the truck. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna rip out that inline 6 and we're gonna start some of that metal work. All right, so we got it all loose. It's time to pull out this old slug. There's always a couple things once you think everything's out and you go to pull it out and it truly is not ready, so. Oh, Khalil's getting his hair caught in the carburetor. So like I imagine, there's at least 6 more things that we've freaking missed. I think Khalil's cut the last thing and we're ready to go. All that steel, man, to make 100 horsepower. All right. He's out of there. Anybody want it? Come and get it. It just took me about an hour and a half to get these 2 panels off. This fender and the inner fender. They had hardware where nobody could get to. This is why it costs to restore old vehicles, man. Nothing is easy. You got rusty bolts, you gotta cut stuff out. I mean, you really have to get creative. All right, it's time to do some metal work on this cowl where it meets our firewall. This is a lot of years of moisture sitting in between this flange and this flange. So first thing we're gonna do is gonna kind of grind some of these high points and see if we can't salvage the bottom flange. So I pretty much got all the troubled areas out. Hopefully this flange is gonna be all right. These are kind of like little test pieces that I cut and bent up. This piece will have to be stretched.
So the stretcher, it'll grab the metal and whoop, stretch it.
Ow.
See where it's hitting. You're just probably focusing here to here.
So that's actually stretching the metal.
So easy to overshoot it and go too much that you have to put the shrinker back in, get rid of the stretcher jaws, and bring it back.
Now we have that curvature that kind of matches our cowl and our firewall where they meet up. Now we'll be able to So I got my pattern cut on this project paper. This is the actual lip of the firewall, and this is gonna be my flange. So now I'm gonna transfer my template onto this 16 gauge metal, cut on the bandsaw. The old finger guide.
Finger gauge 5,000. This is a tipping die. You have a sharp edge, which dives into the sheet metal to a flat. When the sharp edge dives down the sheet metal, it naturally starts to pull it. So as you go into it, you're gonna put a little pressure on it. Stay on your mark. In this process, it's going to deform the crap out of the metal, which is why you're gonna have to go to the shrinker stretcher and possibly some hammer and dolly work. That's the first pass.
Now I gotta take it over to the shrinker and finish that off and then hammer dolly it and get flat again. All right, we're done with that firewall. It's looking pretty solid. So it's time to jump into the interior. We got a new guy at the shop named Liam, and we're gonna let him get some of that dirty work done.
So after a bunch of hassling, I was finally able to get out the front glass as well as all the weather stripping. Got the glass over there. It is cracked in a couple places. It's out though.
Well, now that Liam's got the interior stripped out, we noticed there's a ton of metal repairs that need to be done inside the cab. Liam's been working back here in the back section. This is pretty beat up, so I'm just gonna take this whole section out. There is a little radius here that we'll have to do and match up to this transmission tunnel. The next fun thing is Timmy's out of town still. He's in Croatia, and unfortunately, this beautiful plasma table that I bought, I don't know how to use it, so I'm gonna get the grinder out and cut my metal out the old school way. So stay in school, kids. Learn computers. So I traced out my overall shape of the floor pan on this template paper. I made all my angles at the firewall. Then I added on about an inch, inch and a quarter on the transmission tunnel side, and about a half-inch flange where it's gonna match up to the firewall. So that way I could overlap my firewall seam lay it right down on there, and then I'll be able to get a nice weld on there. We got the passenger side floor done. Happy with the fitment. Now I'm gonna move up to this section here. So we got the passenger side all formed and fit in here. Now that I got this all clecoed in and fitting right, I'm gonna go ahead and mark the edge of our new metal, and then I'm gonna cut out the old metal, and we can get it all welded in. We made some pretty good progress on the floor pan of the Travelall. We managed to get the entire passenger side fitted. We got the new metal in. Everything's all tacked up. We have a couple small areas that we need to address, like right here, over here in this corner, and back on the front firewall, had a section in here. My attempt today is to get this side 100% so I can move on to the driver's side. Wherever I have my welds, I went ahead and applied a layer of black seam sealer. My next step is I'm gonna go ahead and spray this on there, stop it from rusting, seal it in, and then we are able to throw down our sound deadener from Restomod. This membrane is the thickest membrane on the market. It's about double the thickness of a traditional. You could even tell it has 2 layers. So that was the first box. It did almost the entire floor. So that'll give you guys an idea of what you'll need. I mean, this is a huge cab. It insulates from heat, from the engine compartment, kills ground noise. So I'm gonna go all the way up the firewall. Now that we got this Restomod sound deadening membrane down, I'm gonna go ahead and jump back outside the truck to the firewall. I got some Bondo work to do, some sanding, and I'm gonna squirt some paint on it so it looks like the rest of the truck. All right, we got the firewall painted. Honestly, it is looking a little too clean for this truck, man. We may end up doing some patina work on it, kind of like that video you saw last week. Go back and check that out. We'll put a link in the description so you can see that process. We finished up our floorboard. All the rust was taken out. New metal panels put in. The sound deadener went in. That's looking sharp. In next week's episode, we're hoping to get the LS and the T56 dropped into this thing. We gotta make motor mounts. Probably gonna try to do some suspension work and some steering stuff. So make sure that you're subscribed to our channel so you don't miss out on next week's episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. We'll see y'all next week. Like a little piece of pizza. This is the 9, bro.
Oh, I got the 10.
Oh, well, you fancy. He's fancier than me. And now I gotta go get me some 10s. Oh, there's my new key. Yay, I have a new key. Don't tell Timmy when he comes back. Okay. You're just like my dad growing up. You want to teach me something, and then you just do it yourself.
Did you figure that out?
Oh, I love it. Oh, man. You can't even write that stuff in a script.